When I ask people what drew them to Unitarian Universalism, they often wax poetic about the 7 principles, noting how impressed they were when they first read them. For me, the poetry is in the 6 sources. Most religions are grounded in ethical principles. Yes, many have creeds, and we do not. Creeds are meant to help people live their lives. Our 7 principles are also meant to help people live their lives. The 6 sources remind us of the holy. The 6 sources take us out of the grounded and the rational into the soaring heights of mystery and wonder, prophecy, wisdom, teachings from ancient and modern sources, and nature. The 7 principles may give us the moral grounding for our lives, but it is in the sources of our faith, the sources that define us as Unitarian Universalists in the context of a living tradition. The 6 sources keep our faith alive and vital. Our 6th source, spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature, was added later to the principles and purposes. There was a time, for 30 years actually, after the Unitarians and the Universalists merged, where we didn't have our 6th source. We only had 5. When it was added, it acknowledged how much neo-paganism was influencing not only our faith, but influencing what was happening with the environmental movement and what was happening in the rest of the world. Margot Adler, a Wiccan priestess and a Unitarian Universalist who recently died this summer, said this about her spiritual path. She wrote, "I chose UUism because I need to live in balance. I can do all those wonderful earth-centered spiritual things, sing under the stars, drum for hours, create moving ceremonies for the changes of the seasons or the passage of time in the lives of men and women. But I also need to be a worldly, down-to-earth person in a complicated world." Earth-centered spirituality is an embodied spirituality that, for us, balances the Puritan roots of our heritage. Our 6th source also serves as the basis for our justice work to reclaim our dying planet. We look to earth-centered traditions to teach us. And in the words of Joseph Campbell, we are taught to think of ourselves as coming out of the earth rather than having been thrown in here from somewhere else. When we think this way, we see that we are the earth. We are the consciousness of the earth. In indigenous traditions, the element of the earth is often associated with the direction of the north and the season of winter. The north is the place of the midnight moon, the time for sleep and renewal, for reflection and turning inward. Turning inward, we contemplate the many sacred places in our lives where earth reveals her mysteries to us. I continue to learn about renewal from the brown and burned hills in my neighborhood that are still there just a little over a year after the fire that burned 24,000 acres from the highway to the sea. Wildlife is beginning to return, and shoots of green can be seen rising from the ashes. The poet writes, "To be of the earth is to know the restlessness of being a seed, the darkness of being planted, the struggle toward the light, the pain of growth into the light. To be of the earth is to know that we are not placed here to conquer and own, but to revere and honor. Holding the gritty earth in our hands, from a favorite vacation spot or the potting soil used to move a plant to a larger vessel, from the brown burned hills, the dust from a bathroom remodel, from Halama Beach, from national parks, from the many sacred places in our lives. Holding that dirt, we know humility. We are reminded that that word comes from humus, which means earth. With humility, we are grateful for all that we are given, for the sandy beach, the arid desert, the dusty highway, all that we experienced when we were apart from each other this summer. With humility, we know the darkness of being planted and the pain of growth into the light. With humility, we know that wherever we stand, we are standing on holy ground. Honor your mother. Honor the earth from which you come, to which you will return. Honor her, as the indigenous traditions taught. Find the north, the place of the midnight moon, the time for renewal and reflection. Turn inward with humility and receive the many gifts of earth. May it be so, and amen. Our final slide this morning is an invitation. It's an invitation to our theme year, which we are calling People of the Books. You may know of that phrase, people of the book, which refers usually to the Abrahamic religions who have a book. The Jews, the Christians, the Muslims have one holy book that helps them live their lives as a faithful people. Well, you could say that Unitarian Universalists are a people of the books. And you're looking at some of them, again, reflecting all of our sources, those 6 sources. Member Floyd Martin remembers when more than 60 years ago the Unitarians and the Universalists merged, and there was an ad. It was taken out nationally, and it looked a little bit like this, a bookshelf of all of these holy books and inspirational books, reminding people that Unitarian Universalists look to many sources to inform our faith journeys. So that's what we'll be doing this year in religious education with the kids, in religious education with adults, and here in the worship service. We will be a people of the books, exploring what it is to be Unitarian Universalists together this year. So I invite you into that journey for this church year.
We are the Caneo Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Our mission is to nurture spiritually courageous people who transform the world through justice and compassion. Like us on Facebook, check out our website at CVUUF.org, or come visit us. See you soon!